Hi everyone, Jackson here. Welcome back to the daily endeavours for the 8th of December. This one's going to be a bit late. I've had a long day. It was celebration, so I'm sure you can understand. 15 steals, 5 items of provisioning, 10 items of fences for laundering, 10 storm Atronachs, 4 conservatory furnishings, and 1 quest for Chorrol and Cyrodiil. I'll quickly go through this stuff, but I'll put timestamps so if you don't want to listen to all this nonsense. But just going through the golden, there's nothing really worth anything, I think. Most of the time, I don't think there is, but Troll King, this used to be quite interesting. They made Major and Minor Defile affect health recovery, so it used to be strong in PvP, but it isn't really anymore. It's okay as a set, but yeah, there's definitely better options. Sithis is interesting, but invisibility for 3 seconds whenever you kill enemies, it's just like, not really going to make much use out of that. Just go Nightblade and use Cloak. I don't understand why you'd... Like, if you're using other classes, maybe, but... sacrificing a whole set just to get that, it's not worth it. Just go Vampirism in that case, I think. Celestics is an interesting set. Wouldn't spend 100,000 gold on it, but I think this is the most annoying of the base game dungeons to do. Because Celestics, you'll find in Veteran, or it's just in Normal as well, you should just lose Taunt all the fucking time and just attack random people, and you just can't do anything about it. It's a pain in the ass, but yeah, nothing you can do about that. But I wouldn't spend gold on this set, because it's not really that great compared to a lot of other ones. Water Queen is okay. There's issues with this one too. Evan's like an old, decent set as well. It's like a good starting tanking set, because you can get it from Crypt of Hearts, which is really easy. But would I spend 200,000 gold on this, or 125,000 gold on this? Nah, no way. It's a unique movement speed buff of 15%, which is a lot, but for 3 seconds, and you have to attack enemies with bows, so it's kind of limited on how you can use it properly. And then the movement speed, either in PvE, most enemies that matter will be immune to slows, and most players that matter will also be immune to slows because they just keep applying things like Race Against Time, immobilization immunities and stuff. So not really relevant in either of those. Necklace of the Viper. Now, this is one... I look at this set, and it brings just painful memories of just watching ZeniMax do stupid shit over and over and over again. I could go into a lot of detail on this one about... But basically, it's just like... Some of the most stupid balancing decisions they ever made in this game comes from Viper. And every time I see them... Every dumb change that they do nowadays is like... It does surprise me, but I just think of Viper again, and it's just like, okay, it's not really that surprising, considering the fucking... How stupid the things that happened to this set were. Yeah, I could go into proper detail and, later on if people want, but yeah, it's just fucking terrible. I, again, wouldn't bother with this. Fungal Grotto 1, it's so easy. You don't need to go through all this effort. Like, and the amount of gold you'd spend on upgrading this to gold anyway, from when you get it from Fungal Grotto 1, wouldn't be as expensive as 200,000 gold, so I wouldn't bother. So yeah, not really much else to say there. Alright, so let's get into the proper stuff. So I think provisioning items at fences and conservatory furnishings are good. Storm Atronachs, there's a couple of places that are interesting, but in basically all the locations you'll be contending with people, so I don't think this one's worth it either. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. And yeah, Quest for Chorrol and Cyrodiil, I wouldn't even look at this. The issue I have with this one is you have to travel to one of these keeps here and go there. The quests are fairly straightforward. You know, there's just like go here, kill X target, fetch item. You know, it's easy stuff. It's just getting here and dealing with players. It's the issue. Usually, if you're DC, if you go Daggerfall Covenant, usually that's the only people that will come here. But you know, sometimes you can see other people if they're trying to do the same quest. But it's on a day where there's like other easier shit. So I would say either you probably won't find other people, or just do these. It's just easier. Okay, provisioning stuff. Basically, any tavern, they'll have a chef and a brewer. So we've got the chef here and the brewer. Doesn't matter which one you use, they both offer the same thing, basically. Just give me a sec to use Hypnosis to convince these people to love me. Okay, so go into the inventory, you get these recipes here. So baked apples, you know, I usually use either that or roast corn, these two here. Because you can get these things from provisioners. They're very expensive. You can use guild stores instead. But basically just use one of those to get a recipe. There's a cooking fire right here if you want to use it. And then you go food and you go... fishy stick is one of them. Fruit dishes, there's baked apples. So you can just use that one. Vegetable dishes, baked potato, roast corn, all this stuff, they're all level 1. Now, if you need provisioning materials, you can get them from a bunch of places. Surefire way is to talk to grocers. For example, this guy here in south of the Wayshrine and Vocal Guard. Now, the only thing is they're 150 gold each, so I know not everyone's going to look at these and go, this is a worthwhile investment. I usually do because, you know, I've got a lot of money, but I know not everyone does, so you'd need 5 total. But what you can also do is check guild stores as well. For example, this one, you go materials, provisioning, just have a look. If there's nothing there, just unfortunately just going to have to go searching for more. There are other ways, however. Here, just check these kind of places. So yeah, my suggestion is apple basket here, go outside, Slaughter Wings Tavern, check the apple basket in here, and then from Hizala get a baked apples recipe and use that to craft your apples. Now if there's no apples inside these apple baskets, just leave the zone, come back and check Slaughter Wings Tavern again. Just understand there's other places all over the shop. Every city basically has like a tavern, and you can probably check in here. And they have some provisions lying around that you check. But yeah, it's just it's hit and miss. Sometimes there'll be stuff, sometimes it's not. And yeah, also check the in the high area, like cooking area, as I showed before. There could be corn in there as well. So yeah, as soon as you got your stuff, just go in, food, fruit dishes, baked apples, and just craft 5. Now, if you have higher level provisioning, you can make multiple items at a time. I believe you can craft 4 at a time maximum. So if you're max level in provisioning, you just need and you've got all the passives, obviously. You can use chef, yeah. So extra serving for each food recipe made. So you can just use this, and then you don't need 2 apples in that case at maximum. Yeah, you'd need 2 if you have just 2 points in this out of 3. So if you make 3 apples a time, that'll be fun. So yeah, really easy, but can be expensive if you want to do it fast. But there are ways to do it for free. It just takes a little bit. Oh, not for free. You need the baked apples recipe. But ways to do it for a lot cheaper, that's for sure. The method for laundering is very similar. But instead of laundering that, like stealing that sort of stuff, you're sort of trying to steal stuff in here. This guy's got the same idea. So, wait for her to be turned around. Steal stuff off here. Now, you'll save... Okay, so I'll explain laundering in a minute. But if you're... Oh, god damn it. If you're short on cash, you don't need to worry too much, though. Because you'll get your gold back, basically. Right, so... Yeah. Right, so just steal a bunch of stuff. Now, you don't have to get a bounty, obviously. There's places you can do this easier without getting spotted. The place I usually go to not get spotted is this area here. This stall here, the dude is turned around. There's a Breton lady who comes in this way. If you just make sure she's away, and same thing, there's like an Argonian that comes here and leaves. This area here and this area here, the people usually are turned around, and you can just steal all the stuff at the benches from behind, and they won't spot you. My advice is use someone with medium armor with 2 passes in improved sneak, because it makes your detection radius a little bit better for when you want to avoid getting spotted. Yeah, basically, and then the best place by far is Necrom. You can use the Necrom underway. So if you go here, you go to the northern side of the Outlaws Refuge and go through the door that side. There'll be a little hallway that you can get urns from. There's no guards in there, you'll never get spotted. You can use that stuff to launder it, and that's definitely the easiest way. Because you just go back through the door, and the Outlaws Refuge is in there. And every time you go into the Outlaws Refuge, all the stuff resets, you can come back out and steal as much stuff as you want. I did go through that in detail on the weekly, so... Yeah, so once you got your stuff, just be careful if you get a bounty. If you're in Vocal Guard and you got a bounty, just like I did, because you can launder stuff from here, from here, from here, from here, like all these first stuff you can launder. Just understand the guards won't actively like rush after you and hunt you down. They'll still patrol, and if you get too close, they will aggro. But you can actually get quite close to them without getting spotted. For example, this guy here, just run past him. This guy here, this guy here. Yeah. So yeah, you can go through and not get spotted. Now, I don't recommend coming through here because you will probably get spotted going through there. So what I suggest is, instead of going that way, you go through here. So there'll be a guard over here. Just go through this way. Don't go up there because there's also a guard up there. Come around this way. Stay away from that side. You come up here. You go up to the wall and you go around. And then you go towards the bank and go through the road in the bank. Because what happens is, there's a guard over there, but there's no guards in this area here. This area is quite safe. So what you do is you come here, and then you go this way, and then you come through here. And the guard over there, they won't be close enough to spot you. Now, there is a guard over here, on the other side, but they usually don't get close enough to spot you before you enter the Outlaw's Refuge. So, once you get inside, you can pay off your bounty if you want at these fences. Don't think it's important enough though. Now, hit this button first before you do anything. Now, if you've stolen some lockpicks from some thieves' troves and stuff like that, each lockpick counts as one item for laundering, so you can just do that. Now, obviously, the cheaper the options you've got, the better, because you can just pay the small price to launder them and then get that price back. And then everything expensive you can just sell. So, yeah, that's usually what I suggest. So I'll just go through and sell this stuff here. Get some more ledger domain, which is good. Sell that. Don't really want that anyway. Pardon edicts are really good. If you're not familiar with what pardon edicts do, they reduce your bounty every time you use them. Just don't use them in front of people in the surface, because they'll give you a bounty if you do that. I believe. I'm pretty sure that's what happens. Now, large stolen shipments. I just want to talk about this quickly. You can instantly do this if you have one of these in inventory, because you can open this up and it gives you 10 items. You can just launder those 10 items and you're done. Basically, these things are ways to do launder or... I don't think it works for stealing 10 items from the environment, because I think it counts for one item from the environment. Because I think it's like each inventory space item is like one item from the environment. Yeah, that should be everything for laundering. Alright, so Conservatory Furnishings, also quite easy. Just gonna need at least 100 gold to do this. If you need 100 gold, just do what I did there and just sell a bunch of stuff. Should be okay to make that. Now, the reason you're gonna want to do this, now you don't need... If you've got a house, you probably don't need to spend gold on this, because your house has probably got some conservatory stuff anyway. I'll show you what I mean there, but... So you want to find Melody in Malavaltor, so in Volkweisen and Malavaltor. If you want to get here, you use the navigator here, Selin Dilwyn. You can find her in Oridon. Just find her in Volkgard, just find her here. She'll take you to Gratwood. When she takes you to Gratwood... Actually, no, sorry. Here, get it to take you to Reaper's March, and then in Reaper's March, get it to take you to Malavaltor. That way it's just a little bit quicker. One less loading screen. So once you're here, just go over here. Melody will be right here. So when you talk to him, he'll have a bunch of ferns, and these all count as conservatory items. So you just need one of these. Now, I know it's 100 gold. You do have to spend a bit, but just hold on to this in your inventory, and every time these conservatory furnishing ones come up, just use it. That, or you can use ones from your house if you've got one already. So let's buy a couple of these. And yeah, so if you want to know if they work, so in that little like item link, you'll see at the top left there's like 3 lines: furnishing, conservatory, ferns. As long as it has conservatory in that second slot, it'll work. Now, conservatory stuff is mostly just like garden stuff. So I think stone blocks work as well, I think. Do they have any? Oh no, structures. Okay, my bad. Yeah, or like natural rocks work. So conservatory there, conservatory. Obviously, these are more expensive than these ones, so these ones are better for value, but yeah, it depends on what you want. You know, these could be items that you put in your house and keep them there. Alright, so on this account, I've got This one here, Cyrodiil Jungle House. Now, if you want something to use just as a base, you can go here if you haven't got it already. Talk to Philand de Marie. She'll have a quest for you. You just talk to her to complete the quest. It'll give you a house. You can find the house here once you get it. What house you get depends on your alliance. It'll be the Mara's Kiss Public House. It'll be Rosy Lion, or it'll be Ebony Plus in room. Any of these three. Just get them to, like, as soon as you unlock them, you'll be able to travel to them from anywhere. So it's really good. So you just travel to those. In this case, I'm just going to use this one to just prove one more thing. Right, so what you can do when you get into your house, if you press the housing editor button at the bottom right there, you go to browse. Now there's 4 tabs up here. I don't know how it looks on console, but it should be similar to find this tab. You go to the retrieve tab. And if you look, there's a conservatory tab, and all this stuff here in your house. So any of these things here in the background, they're all basically they're all conservatory furnishings. So you can just pick these up and use them. Now, one thing to keep in mind with this is if you just pick something off the ground, for example, this tree, because this is this is a traditional. I think this counts as a. Is it? Is this a tree? Yeah, it is. It is. So you can just pick that up and plop it down, but nothing will happen. You go into your thing, and yeah, nothing's happened. What actually has to happen, and the reason I like to hold them in my inventory, is they need to go into your inventory and come out of your inventory. They can't be placed down in your house already. They have to actually be brought from the inventory and placed down. So for example, I go to place, conservatory, get the fan, and place it. Now it'll work. Because it actually comes from my inventory. So if I just place all these down, yeah. But if I was to pick one up now, and just keep placing it, yeah, nothing. So they have to come from the inventory first, otherwise it doesn't work. Just keep that in mind. So if you're wondering why the hell it's not working, that's why. Yeah, anything like sort of natural plant related usually will be conservatory furnishings. Okay, so Storm Atronachs. These things here, these big boys. So trying to find these things is a bit of a pain, because they're not exactly common creatures to find in the wild. Also, the ones that you might want to fight may be quite tanky. These ones here in Craglorn are very tanky. They have like 200,000 health. Oh yeah, right. Let's change this. Sorry. Okay, so this is probably one of the best places to find a bunch of them in Spellscar, but you're going to find you'll be contending a lot with people here. Because as you can see, there's lots of dead bodies. But yeah, these things do spawn fairly frequently, and they have enough health where it's going to take a lot for people to kill them very quickly before you have a chance to hit them. So yeah, but I would advise like maybe not trying to obliterate it straight away, so that other people have a chance to hit them. Because if you're doing it here, you're probably going to want to try and share it around. Yeah, don't be a dick about it. So yeah, that's one way. So this entire area here is all storm atros. I think this is fire and this is ice. I'm not too sure. But there's like a fire, ice, and lightning side. And yeah, you only want the lightning side, obviously. If you want to get to Craglorn, it's a pain in the ass. If you haven't been here before, my advice is to get someone to take you here, because otherwise it's a pain in the ass getting there. Unless you've already cleared Bankerai, you can find the Stargazer Herald here. Yeah. It's the only place you can find him now. He used to be in the capitals. I've already talked in detail about how fucking annoying that is, but yeah, nothing you can do about that. Yeah, just get someone to take you there. That's usually the easiest way. Right. Other location is Willowgrove. As you can see though, there's other people trying to do the same thing. So, Willowgrove has a bunch of Storm Atronachs, as you can see. Not as many as Spellscar, so I try not to use this one if I can avoid it. I mean, I don't use Spellscar either, but I find Spellscar's a bit better. Basically, you'll just see a bunch of people running around trying to kill him. And yeah, just try and, as soon as you see one, just tap it once. And don't have to kill it too fast so other people can get a chance to hit it. But yeah, I try to avoid those. Today, I wouldn't bother, because there's just definitely easier ones. But if you own Somerset, which I imagine most people do, because jewelry crafting and all that. But yeah, Somerset has a really great option for Storm Atronach that might not be as obvious. That is Sunhold. Alright, so for Sunhold, you will need to venture through a little bit, because they won't just be out the front, but what you want to do is come to around this section here. So it might be good to use a vampirism or a cloak build in here so that you can make it through quicker, because there's a lot of shit in the way. Like, you got big clumps of enemies here. You know, some people might kill them on the way through, but yeah, it's not always as simple as it is. So you need to keep coming through. Get out of the fucking way, please. It's a little bit confusing, a little bit windy, but usually just come through here. There's a stairway here. Come down here. Through here. Just turn around. Up the stairs. And this is basically like the inner city. So once you get around this area here, you'll start to see something that's quite helpful. I think around here they should start popping up. So you got the snake people. Or like the snake people. Here we go. So Storm Atronach Bear. Is there one over here? No. So you just got one. But as you go further in this way, there'll be more Storm Atronach enemy types. So come this way. There'll be, yeah, so got some bears here. And there's 2 Storm Atronachs right here. Perfect. So you need to come up with these. They're not as tough as the ones in Elden Ring. What the fuck? Craglon. I'm listening to the music. So yeah, but you know they're not a pushover either though. It's 2, and yeah, you got the Air Atronach. I don't believe they count. It's a boss anyway. You don't want to bother with that. So you got some more Storm Atronach enemies here. Aggro them all. And we're done. So yeah, just run through here a little bit. You'll get your Storm Atronachs a lot quicker, I find, than anywhere else. Yeah, Craglon's okay, but it's not as good as this, I think. Yeah, more Storm Atronachs down there. And yeah, if you go this way, this sort of like central eastern side, I find, is the more busy side. But yeah, let me just go back over here and have a look. Some enemies, if you go past them, they will have they'll spawn enemies in, or they'll spawn Storm Atronachs in, which could be helpful. Yeah, don't try to engage some enemies if you can't find any, because some of them do spawn Storm Atronachs in. But most of them will be out in the open like this. So you got these ones here. Look at this clump here, 4 of them ready to go. Alright, that should be enough. So, if you've got any questions about any of this stuff, just let me know as always. But for now, thanks everyone for watching, thanks for your support as always. I'll see you next time. Take care.